Creating your primary control plan in construction. I've done a previous video that we'll link you to that shows from a preparation standpoint how you get coordinates for the actual building and for the basis of bearings. Once you have that information, now you need to start putting together your primary control plan. And I've chosen to take this part of the process. We're not finished completely, but we're between the point where we found coordinates and where the surveyors and field engineers are going to go do their work. And I want to show you that intermediate step of how you can start to create your primary control plan so that then you can do your secondary control plan and loop everything together and properly control your project site. So I'm going to take you to my computer, show you on Miro, and I think we're going to have a little bit of fun. Stay with us. Okay, welcome everybody to the screen. I'm excited to show you some things and really build on a previous video that we did that was talking about how to get your coordinates. And so I want to take you through this. I've got a couple of examples. In the last video that we showed you, we talked about having the basis of bearings and that we would have contract surveyors to verify the property line. And I saw in some of the comments in the YouTube video, it's pretty neat, that we need to make sure we're on the same coordinate system. So, I have been in a situation where one set of points was in a state plane coordinate system and the other one was in a slightly modified geodetic coordinate system. That happened to me in Austin, Texas. So the point here is if the survey for the design that enabled the design was from these basis of bearings and that's what everything was designed from, then the coordinates for the property corners and the buildings and from the basis of bearings, everything needs to match up perfectly on the same coordinate system. Okay, so what you can see here is this isn't the final video that I'll do on this subject. I'll show this to you once we're done and when it's in use and when it's on site. But you can see we have a couple of things. Like I said, verified the basis of bearings, verified the property corners, and we also have points for each of the buildings from the designer. So we're set up and ready to go. And everything is so this whole thing is in AutoCAD. Like I said in the last video, we're leaving the naming convention down here, the drawing numbers, to be updated later to find out how they fit. So don't worry about the A1.01. This is not an architectural drawing. This is literally our primary control, and we will update this once we have this finalized, but it's not there yet. So what you can see here, this whole thing is in AutoCAD. Again, the basis of bearings, property corners, and the building points. Now, what we're going to do is sign up the surveyor to establish secondary control points. So let me come over here and draw that just a little bit. What we'll do, let's take building 1. We'll probably create a baseline along the side here that are based off of grid line intersections. And what will happen here is, this is very similar to what I talked to you about last time. We will create primary control points. So the last time I spoke with the surveyor, I kind of generally roughed out that we would have primary control points generally in these locations around the project site. And what will happen here, and forgive my sketches. Oh, no, you know what I'll do? I'll actually go into my drawing function over here. This is pretty cool. What we'll do is the surveyor or the field engineers on site will backsite a longer backsite and then shoot the ends of the points along the baseline, then do forward and back, a direct and reverse, and a forward and back pass on the points to make sure that we have everything set up. And then basically what you can do is set up a total station here, backsite, turn 90, and get anything you want in the building. So we're set up and ready to go. So we'll be setting up our primary control baselines, getting everything that we need. It should be a really neat effort, and we'll have everything that we need out there, including benchmarks. So let me go ahead and show you what we're heading towards. So this is an example of the primary control file that we use in boot camp. And what you can see here is that we got the basis of bearings over here. We traced it up here to our other street intersections, got to a point where a grid line intersection, and was able to actually identify where the structure was. You'll see we have coordinates for every point. We have distances and azimuths for all of our lines. We have elevations where we need it, and we're completely set up, ready to go. So this is in AutoCAD as well, all ready to go, and this is where we're heading so that we can have the full grids and the secondary baselines all laid out, jamming, ready to go. Okay, so this is where we're headed. One of the things that I want to talk to you about before I finish is that when we hired the surveyors to do this work, to set up our primary control file, we wanted to make sure that we had the right scope, right? So we wanted to make sure that they had the boundary survey, that they verified the basis of bearings. So the person who did that first comment that we need to make sure we're in the same coordinate system, that's going to happen. We're going to verify the property corners so we don't get in trouble and end up off of them. They're going to lay out the monuments for our primary control system. Once we build the monuments for them. They'll come in and verify them. And then obviously we're going to have points per building. They'll deliver that in a CAD deliverable to us and then do any as-built certifications along the site. We are all set up, ready to go. So let me summarize this for you in just a second here. On our current project site, we've got the CAD files ready to go. And so all of that primary control, all of that secondary control is jamming and ready to go. We're heading in the direction that we have all of the information like it's shown here. And it only happened because we have a proper scope with the surveyor and the right interface with the field engineer. So I'm excited to show this to you once we have it out in the field and show where it's posted in the office trailer and what the monuments look like out in the field. I can't wait to show this to you, but I hope this has been helpful in the meantime and that you've enjoyed this video. On we go.